Here in the heart of Dickson County on South Main Street sits Vance Smith's Grand Old Hatchery Music Show. Originally opened in late 1987 by Thomas Edmondson and Bill Field, the Grand Old Hatchery Music Show was a place for musicians to practice and enjoy their favorite hobby, jamming out.
It's just a jam session, and as the jam sessions, they got to jamming, people started attending their jam sessions, and it kind of evolved and become bigger and bigger until they had quite the show compared to what we have now.
Most Saturday nights you can find the owner, Vance Smith Jr., sitting behind the concession booth or wandering around checking in on the audience. We got the chance to talk to Vance and get some of the history beside the hatchery.
It was actual chicken hatchery, and it just kind of morphed into like a small town version of kind of a Grand Old Opry, but was a hatchery, so it became the Grand Old Hatchery Music Show.
Before Edmondson and Field started the music show, the building in which it resided was home to another important aspect of Dickson County.
The place used to be a hatchery. It was no longer a hatchery, it was an abandoned building that one of the families had owned part of, and they just decided they would create an area so they'd have a place to jam.
When the hatchery occupied the now music show's floors, it was quite the operation. Dixon's hatchery shipped all over the county, state, and even country. Vance's hatchery has become quite a crowd favorite. Every Saturday night, crowds turn up in numbers ranging from 75 to 100, while still allowing room for more guests to join and sit in many pews.
We're open from about 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock on Saturdays. The show starts at 6:30 and runs till 9 o'clock every Saturday night.
Even in small town Dickson, big name stars have come and gone.
Back in the day, John Rich had played some, Craig Morgan. It's been quite a few years since Craig Morgan's been here, but a young lady that has gotten a bit of success, but not real mainstream, by the name of Morgan Frazier, was 12 years old performing here.
From hatchery to music show, Dixon's Grand Old Hatchery has been a crowd favorite. Its warm and welcoming atmosphere.
Do you have any guests in the house? Anybody who wants to sing?
Great music and spectacular Southern hospitality have people coming back week after week. Visiting Vance Smith's Grand Old Hatchery Music Show is a definite must while in Dickson County.
Dickson County has many popular places for people to experience, attractions for individuals and families alike, parks where people can enjoy nature. Perhaps the best among these places is Montgomery Bell State Park. We visited the park and had a chance to speak with Park Ranger Eric Runkle about the draw Montgomery Bell has on the people. He begins by giving us an overview of how the park came to be.
Bell State Park, well, it actually started back in the 1930s that with the Civilian Conservation Corps and the WPA, Works Progress Administration, are the ones that actually got together and purchased all the land that was private ownership prior to them coming in. They purchased all the land that would then become initially the Montgomery Bell Recreation Demonstration Project.
It started as unkept wilderness, but over the years has turned into a place featured a variety of activities.
blessed. Depending on the time of year, there's opportunities of anything from hiking trails, mountain bike trails, of course camping year round. We have backcountry camping opportunities at our backcountry shelters. Of course, we've got golf here at the park, which is for some, just play areas where you can get out on playgrounds, sand volleyball courts, swing sets, baseball fields, sand volleyball. In the warmer weather, we have a beach and boat rentals, so kind of a broad variety of opportunities.
The park also hosts a variety of events.
Summer events that like the park staff puts on, for instance, like the Ernest Day is something that the park has put on for, I believe it's about 3 or 4 years up through this year, which had a few challenges with COVID and whatnot. But that's an event that the park staff put on. They'll go in, get partners as needed, whether it be like I said with the Ernest Day, where we've actually gotten some of the original actors from the film to come back and meet up there.
We spoke with Clint, a frequent visitor, about the activities at the park.
But there's also a variety of things to do. My kids come and we like hiking and fishing and swimming, and there's a lot of options. So we can come here on a weeknight after school or on a weekend.
In spite of the pandemic, Montgomery Bell has remained a popular destination.
I mean, a lot of it, we're doing the best we can to, manage the public as a whole. I mean, a lot of it, the campers, they're able to distance themselves. So it's one, we're cleaning facilities as we can, and, visitors are getting outdoors, which, is good for everybody to be outdoors as opposed to everybody stuck indoors in closed areas.
So for a fun time in the outdoors, come see what Montgomery Bell State Park has to offer. You won't be disappointed. This is Sam for Discover Dickson County. Historic downtown Dickson. There's something for everyone: shopping, leisure, entertainment, and dining with several different restaurant options. But sometimes you just want to satisfy your sweet tooth, and for that, there's no better place than Katie's Ice Cream. At Katie's, the ice cream is made on the premises, so we spoke with the owner, Tom Costa, about how they make it.
So the production of ice cream, it's kind of split. It doesn't take very long. So we make ice cream in big batches here in a batch freezer, and the time in the machine is more like 10 minutes. So there's a little bit of assembly and preparation, depending on if we're doing a chocolate chip brownie, we've got to cut the brownies, and there's the preparation and all that. But usually a batch is about a half hour, 45 minutes tops.
That's number 1.
At Katie's, they have all the conventional flavors you would come to expect from an ice cream shop, like chocolate and vanilla, but they also have many original flavors. What's the inspiration for these unique flavors?
So coming up with the ice cream flavors, or the inspiration for the ice cream flavors, comes from my wife. Sometimes we'll come across a flavor and she'll say, we ought to do this. Customers will say, hey, have you ever tried this? I found this on my travels. Before we opened the shop, myself and my 3 sons took a road trip, kind of a marketing research to California. And we would stop at ice cream shops, and we would stop at 3 or 4 a day at a minimum, and we would discover new flavors that way.
Okay, but if Katie's had a signature flavor, what would it be?
We like to think that our orange chocolate chip is our signature. I don't know if it's all that unique, but it's kind of one of those flavors that has a story. And so the pairing of orange and chocolate is something that happens in English ice cream shops in New Zealand specifically. I discovered this ice cream when I was studying back in college, and I thought, well, if I ever open an ice cream shop, I have to have this flavor. So we make that with orange juice, orange oil, and orange extract, and it's really a unique ice cream. I don't think you'll find it anywhere else.
Not everyone can consume dairy products, but Katie's has the answer.
We started with the philosophy before opening that we wanted to have something for everybody, and we realized not everybody can consume dairy products. So we went and sourced some non-dairy options, and those had to come from out of state, and it was kind of cumbersome. So we've worked through that product, and I've started recently to make my own So we use a coconut milk. We do some non-dairy options, sorbets, where that's fruit-based and no dairy. So it's really to have something for everybody. They can walk in and enjoy, some type of frozen dessert.
What's a good time for ice cream? After a long day of work or play, or an especially hot day, or maybe you want to treat yourself just because. Katie's is the place to go for a cool treat. From Discover Dickson County, this is Adrian Knight signing off. It all started with a man and a dream that brought retired Formula One mechanic Bryan Williams to Cumberland Furnace to start a company manufacturing parts for off-road vehicles. A dream that realizes many people don't want a factory-stock vehicle. They want something to match their lifestyle, something adventurous, something fun. We spoke to Williams and he gave us the rundown on just what CMM Offroad is all about.
Our prime goal really is to put out extremely good quality products, not really focused on what the number may be, the dollar figure may be, just stuff that's going to last you. We make a lot of interior and suspension aftermarket parts. We build complete Jeeps as well too.
Williams is as busy as he's ever been, but he's not complaining.
This is year-round. It's non-stop. We do manufacture parts literally year-round. Obviously, with the Jeep side of the world, that really runs hard from in this area anyway, from March to about now. On a day like today with 70 degrees, it's kind of hard to not be out with a top off of a Jeep.
Along the way, Williams had some strong influences for his line of work, but you could say he was born for it.
I was born and raised on a farm in Indiana, so my grandfather was a key person on that side of it. I learned a lot of things at the time I didn't even realize I would know now, just in mechanics, in everyday maintenance, in the things that you do, all the things that you basically have to take care of being on a farm.
Having achieved his dream, Williams still has further ambitions, including some planned expansions.
Probably, since we live inside these walls as well too, this will probably become the prototype shop, and hopefully, if everything goes correct, in Dickson, we'll have the prime manufacturing side in town in Dickson.
Williams' approach to his work is simple and reflects his approach to his life in general.
Don't settle for less, just go straight into the best.